to New York City. I'm in New York City for 2 days for the Build Expo that's at the Jobbins Center, put on by B&H. It's basically B&H hosting their own expo. And for the trip, I packed this thing, the brand new Wandrd PRVKE V4. This thing is on Kickstarter right now. Today we're gonna go through this bag, kind of go through the exterior, what they've changed, what they've updated, what they've kept the same. A lot is the same. PRVKE owners, people that have the previous versions of this bag, they love this bag. And I think that Wandrd did a really good job of not completely changing the bag or coming out with a new version. They basically just took a lot of user feedback and channeled it into the V4. There we go. So we'll go through the exterior of the bag, then we'll jump into the interior. I'll show you what I packed for this trip. It is a little different than I would normally pack. And this is not sponsored by Wandrd. It is sponsored though by my friends over at Artlist. We will talk about them later. Okay, let's go into the exterior of the Wandrd PRVKE V4. Just like in previous versions, we've got that like really nice material, super weather resistant. It does not come with a rain fly. It does have a spot on the bottom that you could put a rain fly, but honestly, with this material, I don't think you need one. The only place that I could imagine water getting in if it was like dumping on you would be the roll top, which now matches the color of the bag, all the different colors that they have of the bag. Now the roll top material matches that. It is not the same material. It's a little different, like it's actually a little more fabric-y, also still weather resistant, but that's the only place that I could imagine water getting into this bag. Like all of this stuff, there's no way water's getting past this. Come on in. All right, so for the zippers on this bag, they are all now YKK zippers. Before, I think a couple of them weren't YKK. This guy, fully weather sealed YKK, and then kind of has that like little tuck bit at the top for the zipper to tuck into. But really nice zipper. I love on all PRVKEs, this whole front panel is a pocket. My badge is in there right now. But paperwork, boarding passes, like any sort of paperwork that I'm gonna have on a trip, I always put in this outside pocket. I love being able to quickly access it on the outside. Over to the side, the water bottle pocket is now taller. So we have a taller pocket, but it still does have that zip around. So it expands with a zip and it closes with a zip. I love that because I won't name any other bags, but I do have plenty of other bags where the water bottle pocket feels floppy when something's not in there, or it has like a magnetic closure and then that comes undone and it starts flopping around. I want to be able to zip it up. I want this thing completely tucked away when I'm not using it. And then I use this little bit here to do the tripod on top. This is also, we have Mether. My brain is not working. The expo has been long. I've talked my brains out, but this is metal hardware now. So this is a metal clasp on there. So nothing is plastic on this bag anymore. Has a nice little retention bit on here. Let's go over to the other side now. They expanded the size of the side access pocket. So this is a left side access pocket. So if you have it on your back, some bags I go like right arm. This bag, you can only go into the left side because it is only left side access. Whip it around and you got really good zippers to get this side access open. How I've been doing it, like walking around the city, is I've been using that camera, A7C II, and then I've been using this slot as like my lens swap. So I have the 16 to 25 on my camera and the 24 to 70 in here. I can swap lenses, I can swap filters without ever putting the bag down. So while holding the bag up, I can swap out, zip this thing back up, and never do I have to like put my bag on the ground in order to do lens swaps. So that is super nice. Flip around to the back panel. The back panel has been totally redesigned as far as the padding goes. So still really good, like breathable mesh padding, but the pads are much cushier pads now. And a really big improvement is the straps are no longer mounted to this back panel. On the PRVKEs forever, these straps have been on the panel. So when you unzipped it, it was nice because the straps weren't in your way. Like the whole back panel and straps opened. But what that did was it kind of pulled on these zippers. Like you were putting all the pressure of the backpack on these zippers. So now that these straps are attached to the backpack, it keeps it a little tighter to your back. And now when you open it, the back opens, but the straps stay where they are. We do still have that hidden passport pocket that I love. I always travel with my passport, so that even if I'm domestic, I still bring my passport with me, and I like to keep it hidden in there. but I keep it with me because if for some reason I lost my wallet, lost my ID, I can still board a flight home and get a new license later. And it's hidden because the trolley strap actually covers that zipper. So the trolley strap goes over the handle of your carry-on luggage or roller luggage, and that hides that zipper there. So when you look at this backpack, you never even see that there's a zipper back there unless you know to kind of peel that down a little bit, get your fingers in there, and open that thing up. I love hidden pockets. As far as the actual straps go, they did redesign the straps. It is also like more of a textured material, different from kind of that like very waterproofy material on here, but that helps them breathe. I tell you what, I promise you, this was the quietest spot I could find. The FalCam camera clip, it fits on there perfectly, nice and secure. I like these straps and really good like retention, like those bungees for retention. Let me take one quick minute to thank Artlist for sponsoring today's video and show you something absolutely wild. Now, you guys know that I've used Artlist on this channel a ton. The drone shots at the beginning of this video, Artlist. I didn't bring a drone to New York. The music in this video, also Artlist. And then Artlist has a bunch of AI features recently. Now, one of them that is really cool is that you can type in text and then choose a voice, like an AI voice, and then create a voiceover just from text. Now, that is really cool, but the tone, the inflection, everything that is in a voice that makes it feel very real, but also makes it really feel like the tone that you're going for your voiceover. That's difficult to do with AI.
That is until now. Listen closely, watch my mouth, and listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, the inflection that I'm putting into the words, but that the voice is an entirely different voice than my own.
With Artlist's new AI voice-to-voice, I can upload a file of my own voice, but then change it into one of their AI voices so I can sound like a British guy or
a British gal. There's actually all sorts of different voices and tones that I can choose from, and then I just say it exactly how I want to say it with the pauses and inflections that I want.
But then Artlist will turn into a professional voiceover that it's just like, it's one of those ones that you see and you're like, whoa, that's crazy.
If you want to try it out, shoot to the first thing in the description and go over to artlist.com. You can sign up for a totally free trial and do crazy things with AI. Thank you, Artlist, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to this backpack.
And that is most of the exterior. We'll start kind of getting into the interior. We do also have the magnetic tote handles on top still. The magnets, though, feel much stronger than before. Like when these things lock together, you get the two little logos lined up. These things, like, they lock in. And we have the kind of classic Wandrd, like giant clappy, what do you call this thing? Clasp? A hook? It's a hook. It's a hook for the roll top. So we still have a roll top on there. We are not digging into the roll top yet, but we will dig into this little back piece that has access to the roll top. This is very exciting. So we still have the small pocket on top right here. Although I think on the previous version, this was like velvet lined or like that soft material lined. Now it's not, but we still have kind of that small pocket. Sunglasses, little items go up top here. We do still have on the side here, one of my favorite pockets, this little zippy bit where your keys can go, and it has like a really nice little hook on there. So keys in this side, sunglasses up top, but right above that sunglass pocket is another pocket, and it is access to the roll top. So anything that you have in the roll top, this thing's packed out, instead of having to undo the roll top every time, if there's just something that you kind of have right here, you can just zip this open, get into the roll top. Everything that you can do from the roll top, you can get to from here. That is a really, really good zipper. Then of course the roll top style. I love roll tops. When I one day convince a company to design a camera bag with me, it will for sure have a roll top. And the main reason is that like I can pack out this bag as much as I want, and as long as the roll top isn't fully packed out. Usually I pack out my bag and I don't have anything on the roll top. And then if I have a jacket or a sweater or anything else that I then need to put in my bag, it then expands so that I can add more later. It's almost like packing a suitcase and leaving like a big chunk empty. So if you go on a trip and you buy something, you're like, oh, I have room in my suitcase. With this, it just expands so that I can have more in my roll top. I can go all the way up to there, get it like that, and I have a ton of extra space up top. For me, it's usually a jacket or a sweater. And I think that is the exterior. That is everything that is the same and everything that is new on the exterior. Like I said, this whole bottom bit is a pocket, but there is no rainfly in there. You can always get a rainfly and keep it down there, or just, stash random things. This spot though is getting noisier and noisier. Let me go find somewhere else and I will show you the inside of this bag and what I have packed into the Wandrd PRVKE V4. All right, back into the studio here in San Diego, because New York City is loud. It is loud no matter where I went, it was loud. Okay, but we have gone over the exterior of this bag. I did throw these straps on there so you can see. This is an accessory that you can get. I'm not sure if it comes with the bag, but they did send these for me. They also sent a waist belt. Now, I am not one for waist belts. I don't really use waist belts, but this version is like a clippy bit that clips onto here, right here on one side, and then the other, and then the, strap in the middle. Two nice pockets. I will literally never use this, but if you are someone that uses it, good padding. Okay, we've done it, the exterior though. Let's get to the interior and what I packed for New York City. Most of everything is still in here. I think there's probably some things that I probably took out already, but most of the chaos that is my travel bag still in here. And here it is. Let's start first with this back panel here. Really good organization. You got 1, 2, 3 pockets, a nice long pocket, good zippers on there. I will say something about this when we get to the what I would fix about this bag section, but good zippers, zipper there. Lift up this bit, you've got a tablet sleeve and a laptop sleeve. My 16-inch laptop fit in here, no problem. I did keep my tablet in a separate bag, but my laptop was in here, no problem. It closed, no problem. Didn't interfere with the things that are there. A nice little Velcro strappy bit up top. And again, because the straps are no longer mounted to this panel, when you open it, you're just opening that panel, which again, is very nice. All right, let's look at the interior of the PRVKE V4. And a couple things that you're gonna notice right away. One is there's not that strap anymore. The old version had kind of that lower version where you put your camera cube, and then an upper pocket version. Now this does still have a divider that you can kind of zip into place like so. And if you have their normal camera cube, the top of the camera cube will divide this top section, so it's its own little spot. And then through the roll top, anything you put in the roll top will use up this space plus anything else that you pack the roll top up to. But if you are using their Pro Cube system, which I am, this bit tucks away into here, and now the entire bag is dividers. Now, notably with this Pro system, there is not a top divider on here. So if that kind of makes sense what I'm saying. So this Pro Cube, it has sides, has a bottom, comes up, and then it doesn't have a top shelf. If you are yelling at your screen right now or already down in the comments, just know I figured this out. My complaint about there not being a top portion was just because I put the camera cube in kind of funny. I got the camera cube and I opened it all the way up. That's kind of how it works. So you do have a lid to the camera cube if you want to swap between things. I don't know why you would, but if you do want to, this whole thing closes. Well, then you unzip it to put it in the bag. So I did that. I fully unzipped it, and now look, there's no top piece. So when I put it in the bag, there's no way to divide camera cube from roll top. And the more I complained about this, the more I realized there's no way that they didn't think about that. And they did. They gave these line dividers on here so I can zip up to just that point. Now it folds over and only that much goes underneath the bottom. And now I do have a divider from my camera cube to the roll top. So anything that I put in the roll top will be against this and then up into the roll top, and anything that I have in here will not migrate into the roll top. Anyways, I think I complained about it 4 more times in this video because I thought that was so silly. But now that I've realized it, I'm gonna cut all of that out. And just so you know, yeah, that was all cut out because I was silly. Okay, what's in here? What's in here is actually what's up here and what's there. So I did put some other stuff in here. The Fujifilm X106. This was like my main photo camera running around the city. I shot this thing a ton. Mostly what I did on that trip was shoot photos. Obviously it fits nicely in here. I kind of was keeping this on the outside of the bag on my capture clip. And then I was keeping the A7C II down the middle here. But you know, I'm making this video for you guys with these cameras. So they're not in there right now. I did put in 2 lenses though. This is the 16 to 25 that I use. I've also got Polar Pro's Helix, like the magnetic filters on there, so that fits nicely in there vertically. The 24 to 70 I was keeping in here. This is the Nikon 24 to 70. My 24 to 70 is up there, the Sony. But the 24 to 70 Sony I put here because this is the spot that the side access accesses. So you could set up these dividers so that your camera went here and you were pulling your camera out that side divider. I don't really do that very much. I don't use it like that. So I was using this as a lens swap position. So whatever lens I wasn't using was in here and the other lens was on my camera and then usually strapped onto my strap system. Real quick, before I go into the rest of the stuff, notice that the PRVKE V4, the dividers, instead of being black like they used to be, they are now gray. I love that because now I can actually see the stuff that is in here. A huge problem with black dividers is all my gear, or most of my gear, is black. So you put something black in there and then you cannot find it if it is all not like super bright out. Let's hop over to this little pocket. This is kind of my like action camera pocket. I took the X5 with me, the DJI Action 5, and the GoPro Bite mount fits nicely down into this pocket. What else is in there? Oh, I had this little Ulanzi adapter bit so that I could mount the DJI on top of my camera and create reels, and I never did it. I brought it, but I never made those reels. Up to this pocket here, this divider cube set comes with these little like strappy bits. So you can kind of strap stuff down so it can't fly out and go into other pockets. I just have those kind of randomly over there. The microphone for my A7C II, this is the Sony, what is this thing called? ECM something. ECM-M1. I love this microphone. It's tiny and goes on the hot shoe of my camera. Some AirPods in there. Here are my Polar Pro magnetic filters. So these things just quickly and easily pop onto any lens that I have that filter system on. Boom, it's on, and boom, it's off. I like quick filter changes. Changing filters drives me crazy. This side here is got the DJI Mic 2 system in there. I've got all like this stuff for the DJI Mic 2 in here, but really the only thing that I keep in here that I use is the wind muffs. I keep the wind muffs in here just for that because the wind muffs don't fit on the microphones when you close the Mic 2, which is silly. Put those back in there. Got batteries for the Action 5 Pro. Oh, these were in here also. These are the batteries for the X5. It's like this new like dual battery holder bit. So I was keeping that in here, kind of also up in this little top area that I really haven't figured out yet, but we'll get to that in a minute. Down the middle again, the Fujifilm, and then I brought this thing. This thing was amazing. I've talked about it a couple of times on here, but never really made like a full video on it. But this is the Instax square printer, and it prints these like really rad square prints. Like it's almost like a, here, let me find it. Oh, there's Charles from Condor Blue. It prints these like really rad square Polaroid pictures. And this one guy, I met this guy there and he was taking pictures on a, look at this picture. You see that camera? That camera, it's like a 1940s reporter camera. And then it would print out a Fujifilm Instax just like this, but the wide version of this. So I took a photo of him and I went and I gave him his own print. Luis Mendez. Look up Luis Mendez, New York photographer, and you will learn all about that very cool 84-year-old man. But because I have certain things like, what's this thing called? It's Peter Lindgren. Peter Lindgren made this battery charger that I love for my Sony batteries, but it does not fit vertically. You see how much it sticks out? You see that? Like the depth of this bag is not deep enough that this can sit in there vertically, so it means it has to lay down. Well, the only other place, like, I have to find somewhere that it can lay down long ways, and kind of so far, like this top panel without having a lid on, like without having a top piece, that's kind of where I've put everything that doesn't fit anywhere else, which is like this thing, which is also very long. Even this, I've nubbed off the top of the Pelican case's SD card case. It's a little taller than the printer, this is like the limit. If you have one of these at home, if you nub off that little lanyard bit, you know exactly how deep this is, because like that's the limit of depth that this bag can handle. But I have kind of just been keeping it on its side. I've got a battery pack in there so that I can charge up things, a tripod handle with a pole for my Insta360. I think that's everything that was in my bag and how I kind of fit it in here. Again, I haven't figured out this top piece exactly yet, but it's definitely kind of like my catch-all place where I'm just like randomly, headlamp. Always have a headlamp with you, and this one from Coast, the XPH30R, this is the best one you can get. I guarantee it. Okay, so this is kind of how it all fits in here. Okay, me again. Let's talk about a couple of things. If I could just like wave a wand that I would change on this bag. The number one thing that I would change is these dividers. They are like kind of the older style. The only reason I say older style is because a lot of newer bags are doing those like thin, stiff dividers. And the reason that I like that is that it seems like these more heavily padded dividers take up a lot of the volume inside. So when I pack this whole thing out, I'm like, man, these dividers feel like they're taking up a lot of space. In general, I think I would prefer just a camera cubeless backpack, like just the backpack itself is sturdy and I can put dividers in. I don't really need the cube systems. But if you are doing a cube system, and they did a good job of like making it tuck tighter to the sides, but I would prefer that the inside of the cubes, this piece, be like firmer, skinny dividers that don't take up much of my cube space. Other things that I can think of, these, I wish this was clear. I wish this 1, 2, 3 pockets, I wish that was a clear material so I could see inside of it. This obviously makes it look nicer, like you open your bag, you don't see a bunch of stuff in there, but because you don't see it, you forget you even have it in there. Like I have a lot of little pieces that I put up here, and when I can't see it, I inevitably will look through all 3 pockets before I find it. I think that is it on the inside of the bag. Things that I would change. I am going to see if I can order Wandrd security zippers for my side access pocket, because if I do keep this as a side access where like I can swap out a lens, that means if I'm on like a bus or a plane or a train, or I'm like standing in the airport or big crowds, somebody could definitely just come up and like do one of these and they're gone with my lens. But Wandrd, for their travel bags, they have like security zippers that lock together. So I'm hoping I can just get the zipper pulls from their travel bags and put them on here. That would be ideal. And then other than that, anything else I would change? Oh, I do wish that the sternum strap, it's a redesigned sternum strap, and now that I'm home, I can see that my old Wandrd PRVKE has always had this like kind of plastic rail system for their sternum straps, but I actually really like their sternum straps. Their sternum straps you kind of like pull out with one hand, and with one hand you can click it to the other side, with one hand you can pull it back out, and then when you're not using it, it can mount on the same side and there's nothing on this side. So like that's a very clean way to do it. But with the new version, because they went for like more of a traditional click strap style, that means that when it's in use, it's very good. But if you're not using it, this bit just dangles. Like there's nothing to click it in over here so that it stays tight. And then either way, if you have it undone, you're always gonna have a dangly bit on this side. Yeah, that is the Wandrd PRVKE V4. What do you think? Down in the comments below. And I'll put a link to Kickstarter. You can go check it out on Kickstarter. See ya. Oh gosh, I have a triple tripod. I tell you what, I promise you, this was the quietest spot I could find. And then everyone started honking their horns. New York City's wild.